They should know better by now. Hopefully it won't happen again. Hopefully somebody will talk to the parents. Also next graduation. When is graduation? This goes into play. Okay. Oh yeah, busy. Summary translation. What time? Are they going to have that? For the main events, we're going to do that for like the opening ceremony and the closing ceremony and the keynote speaker addresses. They're going to have AI. But to be on the safe side, Yoshua and Tony, who's in charge of the speakers, wanted to get their script, their convention messages translated before the convention. In case the AI doesn't work, somebody could read the script in the proper language. So they'll be all translated.
Okay. Where am I? Is it this one? That one? Is it that one? Yep. We're passing to an MC.
It's hard for me.
They were at that 50th anniversary school. It was very impressive. You're really real hard.
And they were using the preschool for parking. There'd be a lot of people.
Police officers
That need crowd control. Well, they all probably went to the elementary school too.
Good morning. Is it on? There we go. Good morning. I'm Tori, and I will be your MC this morning. And Lindsay is coming. She's right there. Welcome to. Oh, nope, that's not right. Please stand if you're able, and let's begin the service by singing the Vandana Tisarana together in both Pali and English.
Thank you. Please be seated. We will now sing the Gatha, Gasha with Amita, which will be shown on the screens. Chanting will be followed by quiet meditation.
show with Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I show with Amida. In the clear bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I show with Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. This great power guides my life. I show with Amida. The virtue of Amida's vow is shared equally by all, together attain, awake in mind. We are born in the land of Let's sit together quietly for a few moments. So just relax and get comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Now sit up straight and align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. Now close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in, you feel energy filling your body. As you breathe out, any stress or worries in your mind just fade away. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation. Butts. Namo Amida Butts. Namo Amida Butts.
Today we remember all those who have passed on before us, honored ancestors, departed loved ones, dear friends, and beloved companions.
During this time, we encourage everyone, both here in person and at home, to offer incense to remember those.
Let's all recite the golden chain of love together. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds. Knowing that what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May everything in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida.
Please rise if you are able to Gatha Namo Amida Buddha, the words of which will be found on the screen.
Thank you. Thank you. You may be seated.
On the first Sunday of each month, we celebrate birthdays. Here's a list of birthdays we know about, and if your birthday is in this month, please come up to the front.
Okay, read the names.
Or anybody else? Benji, yeah.
Are there any more March birthdays?
No.
There you go.
Where's Nobu? Okay. Anybody else? Kenneth?
We have
Is your
birthday brownies. Kenneth always got a birthday.
Anybody else? Bonnie, take one for Ray. Ray?
Very good.
Dylan? And,
Sure.
okay, all right. Zane?
Gee, Kenneth, you must be like 100 years old.
Maybe 200.
Getting close.
Okay, Zane.
Okay.
Andrea?
What do you think? Should we light it on fire?
Okay, we have for the girl, it's actually going to be Girls' Day, right?
Yeah, Girls' Day.
Okay, girls.
Girls, come on down.
Come on down.
Come on down. Oh, we're so hot.
Here. Under the age of.
Or over the age of 72 or?
Maybe 80. Anybody else?
Girls are together.
Tori, get on. Oh, wait. Oh, you're girls. Come on down. We have more here. Let's get it really big. Here we go.
Just fire it.
Okay, nobody else want to be embarrassed today? Okay, give me the center of attention. If not, let's sing happy birthday to our friends then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. And happy Girls' Day as well.
Yes.
Live from Makawao, it's Children's Dharma Story Time, starring Barkley the dog and Lucy the ladybug and Baby Duck. Beha! Aloha kaka yaka. Aloha mai kako. Aloha for everybody. And thank you so much for coming. We're truly grateful that you're here. Yes, and thank you so much for coming to join with us today. It's wonderful you could join us. I'd like to point out that we have a special guest from Seabury Hall. It's Father Chris Golding. Hi. So some of you know. So thanks for coming, Chris, on a Sunday. Oops, sorry. Makawao, Noah. Thank you very, very much. Today's story is the saga of Simon the Skinny Pig. Simon Saves the Day. Written by Kim Oshiro and illustrated by Jean Yi. The saga of Simon the Skinny Pig. Simon Saves the Day. Written by Kim Oshiro and illustrated by Jean Yi. Mama and Papa Piggy wanted a little one to take care of. So they had little Simon, charity and love. I think I'm different, he began to notice as he grew. But the way that he looked was all that he knew. Seeing all his classmates the first day of school, he began to feel ashamed. He felt like such a fool. His classmates were covered with hair, black, white, brown, and tan. Some with many colors. Beautiful. Simon just couldn't understand. He looked in the mirror and cried out, "It's just not fair that I was born so pink, and I don't have any hair." His mama sat him down for a talk. To try to make him feel big, she said, "You're special, my son. You're a skinny pig." This isn't the kind of special I like. Simon would often pout and think, "I have no hair. And what makes it worse, I'm pink." And the piggies would tease him, always making fun. They'd yell out, "Don't stay out too long in the sun, or you'll end up well done." So Simon saved his money and went down to the nearest store to buy himself some hair tonic to rub into his pores. And he waited and waited, but the only thing he saw was that the hair only grew inside his ears, nose, and paws. And once in a great while, sometimes here or there, a stray hair would pop out and grow, and he would treat it with such care. But it wouldn't take very long for that lone hair to shed. But rather than waste and toss it away, he would save each piece instead. He saved each strand in an old pickle jar, an idea he thought best. To save enough to make a hair coat so he could look like all the rest. In the meantime, he really hated the fact that he was so pink. So he got himself some permanent markers to color himself with black ink. And he heard many rumors. A carrot diet can change skin tone. He would much rather be orange than live his life pink and all alone. And there were many days he would wiggle in the mud. But which was worse, to be pink or look like a potato spud? Well, one bright and sunny day, it was during the fall, the piggies were out in the field, having fun and playing ball. The ball was smacked so hard, with such force and with no pardon, past all the bushes, with all the stickies, into the pink flower garden. And guarding the pink flower garden, so fierce, So bold, by golly. The farmer's live surveillance, his vicious bulldog named Wally. For Wally's main job was to guard the farmer's lovely pink flowers. Absolutely no trespassing, he would say with canine power. And the game became stalled, each piggy not knowing what to do, and pointing their piggy paws. You go. No, why don't you? With piggy paws pointing back and forth, Simon got fed up. He'd heard enough. He took a long, deep breath. It was now time to get tough. I'll volunteer to get the ball, Simon said to the guinea pig mom. I think I was born to be the one to do this job. With each step in the bushes, he was neither scared nor picky, for because he was hairless, he didn't get caught in the stickies. Regarding Wally, the vicious bulldog, Simon should have been scared, don't you think? Instead, he snuck by with ease because he was so pink. And when he returned with the baseball, he was a hero with many new fans, for the way he was created to be in this world went exactly as planned. Who would have guessed, because of that simple game, Simon the Hairless would be his new claim to fame? No one could ever imagine his attitude used to stink. It changed in just one day. Now he loved being hairless and pink. Proud Simon came home that evening, no longer sad or confused, sharing with his proud mama every bit of his good news. And at the end of this good day, with a twinkle in her eye and a gentle touch, his mama told him, Simon, you're so special, and I love you very, very much. The end. Hey kids, y'all want to see a picture of a hairless sensei? Oh, everybody's going to know. I'll skip over it. Okay, adults in the back of the room, who wants to see sensei without any hair? Okay. Come on, give it up. One more time. Come on, Whoops, sorry. Go to full screen. Or there we go. So that's hairless sensei. What do you think? All right. So any of you kids in the first row, if you want to become home Nanchi minister, you too could shave your head. It'd be great. You want to be hairless? No. It's okay. You get to wear robes and stuff, and you get to do things that people don't understand what you're doing. It'd be fun. Okay. Anyway, so just to give everyone a note, this is in 2016, so oh my gosh, 10 years ago. This is at Mo'iwi Ponganshi in Honolulu, and this is right after I received Tokido, so I came back as an ordained priest. And just to kind of dig into the story, I actually shaved my head 100 days before we went to Japan for the retreat so I could get used to it. So I shaved my head. The granddaughter comes over, she's maybe 2 years old, and she comes running up to me, Grandpa, you baby. Grandpa, your head feels like sandpaper. Anyway, she thought it was funny. She was actually more confused that I didn't have my mustache and beard. So, if you want to become hairless, just let me know. We can arrange these things. And that was the story, the saga of Simon the Skinny Pig, Simon Saves the Day. Written by Kim Oshiro and illustrated by Jean Eby. Wow, wasn't that a great story? Hey, let's see. Okay, Benji, what part of the story did you like? Oh, that's me. Okay, okay. So Benji liked the part where the little skinny pig said, "Ask him." Okay. Okay. Well, I'll tell you the part I like. I love the part that Simon tried so hard to be like the other kids, but in the end, he saved the day because he was a hairless skinny pig. That's right. When everyone shines in their own color, just as they are, we make rainbows. Yay! Not only that. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong button. Okay. Not only that. Not only that. Not only that. So I need you guys in the front row to come up and help me with the voices and the puppets. So we'll practice that, okay? Very good. Very good. And that was children's Dharma story time. So remember, kids, be good. But not too much. Okay. Very good. Okay, MC.
And now, all Dharma students under the age of 11, you can follow Auntie Sharon and Auntie Karen to the social hall for a fun activity today.
Let's see. No good. Test. Nope, I guess not. Mitch, test. Mitch, you got. No good. No good. Hello?
That's me.
Test. Oh, that's yours?
It's coming through on mine.
Yeah, you got the black one, right? Test. You had it off, okay, that's good. The Buddha said, when it doesn't work, turn the power on. The Buddha never said that. Okay, so now it's time for Dharma school for the rest of us. So I'd just like to give a short Dharma talk. In March, we do mark what they call Shun Hi Higan. So the spring equinox, it's known. So this, equinox, as you know, is when day and night, light and dark, are in perfect balance. And so for us as Jodoshin Shukonganji Buddhists, we put our busy lives on pause, push the pause button, and we reflect upon the people and the causes and conditions that brought us to this path, to the path of Nembutsu, mindfulness of Amida. Think about it. Take a moment to think. Why are you here? How did you come to be here this morning on this day of an unrepeatable life? When you start thinking about it, it's remarkable how many causes and conditions have to come together, how many people have to meet and things have to happen to make this moment possible. So for me, okay, this one. So let's begin with a quote from Shinran Shonin. Such beings are like people who, imbued with incense, bear its fragrance on their bodies. They may be called those adorned with the fragrance of light. The words of Shinran Shonin in Hymns to the Mahastamatkrata. This is hymn number 115. You can find the collected works of Shinran. So I often get that remark when I walk in a room, wearing my robes, because of course it does smell like incense. I wear this thing around incense. So if I put it on, I get the fragrance of incense. The interesting one is the idea of the fragrance of light. This is a metaphor for Amida's infinite wisdom. So looking back, one of my great influences on my spiritual life was our maternal grandmother. Toku Nakawao. She always smelled of incense because she was always chanting, and in her living room was a big butsudan, and she was very devoted. Morning and evening would be chanting the sutras. So she always smelled of incense. And so when I came across this, that's my grandma. She also smelled of mothballs, but that's a different story. She had a lot of actually surprisingly expensive clothes, which she wanted to take care of, so everything smelled of mothballs. And Grandma Toku Nakawao said she was famous for literally confronting lay people, ministers, and even bishops by saying in Japanese, "Nembutsu ga deru kane," which, if you know Japanese, can be translated as "Namami Gabutsu just doesn't pop out of your mouth, right? It just doesn't come out." And it's said in kind of a tone which is like, it doesn't, right? It's a statement.
So in other words, you haven't realized that you're a deluded, silly, all too human, self-centered being. You haven't awakened to the truth, reality as it is, but this great compassion and infinite wisdom we call Amida has always embraced you, never to abandon you. You haven't realized that the great compassion of the Buddha Amida creates this opportunity for you to encounter the Nembutsu, allows you to walk on the path of liberation from the bondage of selfishness. Aren't you humble and truly grateful that you've been saved from your ego self? Nembutsu ga deru kane. You still haven't learned to just say Namo Amida Butsu in gratitude for life as it unfolds, reality as it is. You haven't acknowledged your debt of gratitude to the kind and gentle people who nurtured you in the past, and the countless people and living beings that sustain your life today. You aren't trying to repay this debt of gratitude by thinking pure and beautiful thoughts, saying pure and beautiful words, and doing pure and beautiful deeds. You're not. You're not trying to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protecting all who are weaker than yourself. So in Jodo Shinshu, you don't actually have to believe in anything. We have doctrine, of course, but you don't have to believe it. It's your choice. You don't have to give up anything. You don't have to shave your head, become, Hairless Sensei, to become ordained as a priest. You don't have to change your life in any way. You're going to be all right just as you are. So in Jodo Shinshu, in the Honganji tradition, we listen intently, with intention to the Dharma. We pause and reflect, and we look inwards to find the truth that's inside of us. You're going to be all right just as you are. So in Jodo Shinshu, you simply awaken to the truth that great compassion and wisdom has always embraced you, never to abandon. And you're going to be all right just as you are. So Jodo Shinshu is Buddhism for you, just as you are. Oops, grammatically that's not right, is it? Just as you am, just as you are. Awakening to the truth, we experience what Shinran referred to as eshin, which is quite literally translated as turning of the heart and mind, turning of the kokoro. So you're in Japanese thinking, Asian thinking, you cannot separate the emotional and rational minds. They are the same thing. In Western psychology, we tend to mix rational and emotional. We separate these things. But just to understand that when we say kokoro in Japanese, it means both heart and mind. So it's the two unified together. That when you experience this eshin, this turning, this transformation, you transcend the ego self, and you begin to live a true and real life. You try your very best to be kind and gentle, to protect others, to serve others, right? And thinking, saying, and doing that which is pure and beautiful. You have to try. We're brought to the life of Shinjin, or the life of faith, life of gratitude, through this mysterious process. It's hard to understand, because the hardest thing to grasp in Jodo Shinshu, Shin Buddhism, is you actually can't do anything to achieve Shinjin. So if I told you, say Namo Amida Butsu 25,000 times, and you get Shinjin, that'd be easy, right? You wouldn't need it if we just keep repeating it. But that's not how it works. So you don't actually do anything. There's no practice that leads to faith. It's this combination of many things. The heart and mind of the Buddha Amida comes to you naturally. So think about the first time you heard Namo Amida Butsu. When did you hear it? For me, it was as a kid. I mean, my mother and father took all of us on Sundays to the Buddhist temple, just what we did. So for me, it's been forever. And I had a grandma who was very famous for Nembutsu ga deru kane. She was known as kind of a religious fanatic. As a layperson during the time, highly unusual, but they would fly her around, or have her travel to other temples as guest speaker, because her Nembutsu, her passion was so great, which for the time was remarkable. I mean, you just don't, it's always the sensei doing these things. So, in fact, the harder that you try to achieve Shinjin, the harder that you try to get faith, the faster it slips from your grasp. So to quote the Myokonin, Myokonin is a very interesting genre in Jodo Shinshu literature. These are people who are not educated, so they're not literate necessarily. In this case, Saiichi was famous for writing down his thoughts on little scraps of paper, literally just kind of writing anything down, always in hiragana, so not using kanjis or anything. And he says, his insight, his realization was, I do not become Amida. Amida becomes me. No. So I don't become Amida Buddha, Amida Buddha becomes me. So on Jodo Shinshu we say Namo Amida in gratitude for the great compassion and infinite wisdom of Amida that saves us from ourselves. Not in spite of our human limitations, but precisely because we are fundamentally self-centered, selfish. We're fundamentally human, which means we do silly things that don't necessarily make sense. And, most of all, our egocentric belief that we're the exception. The truth of impermanence doesn't apply to me. I'll never get old. My body will never get creepy. I'll never die. We tell ourselves these things every day. And that, in our heart of hearts, we know it's not true. So in our heart of hearts, we're a little bit worried about, gee, what really happens? And the honest answer, of course, is nobody really knows. So, what do we do? What do we do? So in Jodo Shinshu, Shinjin, the heart and mind of Amida's compassion and wisdom, it saves us just as we are. But we have to gratefully receive it, we have to accept it, we have to recognize it. So and that's why every morning I look in the mirror, I ask myself, I'm asking myself, am I able to really just say Namo Amida Butsu naturally, spontaneously, without calculation? And my answer is always, no, not yet. Try harder. Try harder. No. And that's why Jodo Shinshu is for me. So mahalo piha for listening this morning, and namo. So that's the short story. And I just also wanted to announce that we are going to formally start a lay minister assistant training on Maui this year. And since I'm the chair of the Maui Ministers Association, it falls to me to do this. So I'd just like to kind of give you some ideas about what is a lay minister assistant, what would you be doing, what would you be learning, why would you want to learn how to do this stuff? So the best advice that I received during Tokudo, so during the 10-day retreat, when you shave your head and you're stuck in a temple for 10 days straight, the Nishiyama Betsumen, you enter as a layperson and you exit as an ordained priest, a soldier, and you're registered with the Jodo Shinshu Honganji Park organization. The best advice I received was from one of the instructors, and he said this: so mastering skills and acquiring knowledge is what got you here. It's what got you ready for this Tokudo experience. But it is your attitude and effort that will determine whether you leave as a priest of the Honganji or not. So, and that just struck me. So taido and doryoku in Japanese. So attitude and effort. That it's all about it. So of course, to be allowed to go to the Tokudo, you have there's written examinations, there's skills examinations. They test you. They want to make sure you're ready to go. And then you go for 10 days, and it's literally Marine Corps boot camp. I mean, it's just, you wake up at 5:30. They play this really silly song. All the ministers remember this song. It's from Tokudo. Anyway, they wake you up in silence, in your undergarments. So you don't even put on your robes. It's at the white undergarments. In silence for 30 minutes. You're assigned an area to clean up. In silence. So you clean it up, and then you have 10 minutes to run upstairs, change all your robes, run back downstairs to the temple hall for morning service. And if you're the priest doing the service, you're really running around because you got to put on your formal robes, etc., etc., etc. And so a lot of times you're like, what is the point of this? I'm here to be ordained as a priest of the Honganji. And of course, the whole point is to beat that ego out of you. So again, remember, attitude and effort. And Tokudo ordination is the first step for a career as a resident minister of the Honganji Temple in Hawaii. So if you want this job, you have to get Tokudo, the first step. And that's just being ordained as a priest, just the first step. To be assigned as the resident minister, you have to be Kaikyoshi, which means overseas missionary, which is a certification from headquarters. You have to basically get a master's degree in Buddhism. And again, full disclosure, I like to tell people this. I only went to school for 1 year. I went to a trade school. I mean, literally, it's like going to community college. It is a training school. You enter, I mean, actually, at age 14, you can enter. After the first semester, you do Tokuro, you shave your head, become a priest. And then you do more advanced studies, and you do Kyoshi. You get your certificate as a teacher. So quite literally, one of my classmates was 13 and a half. Yeah, so and here he is with grandpa, right? It's kind of like, hey, you want to see a picture of my granddaughter? And with a bunch of other, so he was like kind of lost. It was kind of hard for him. Most of my classmates were the sons and daughters of temple families. And for whatever reason, they had to take over the family temple. So one of my classmates actually was on the national ski team. I mean, she was getting ready to go to the Olympics. I mean, she was that good. Another one of my classmates was a rising investment banker with one of the foreign securities companies. I mean, he had a great career. A little bit more, he'd be a bazillionaire kind of career. But they all give this up because, for example, father, the chief priest, had a stroke and is no longer able to do the job, or something. So they all go back to school. But it really is, you think about life, right? How do you succeed in work life and career? You have to have certain skills, certain knowledge, right? But it really does come down to attitude and effort. Do you show up? Right? If you're supposed to be at 9 o'clock start, do you show up? And then, how much effort do you put into it? I mean, if you work at Costco, when you first start there, right, you clock in and something your manager says, hey, go get all the carts. When I was in high school, I was a bus bag boy. So yeah, one of your duties is to go grab all the shopping carts from the parking lot. And what attitude do you take to it? Are you angry? Why are you doing this? It'd be easy to complain and grumble and mumble. But if you determine, okay, I'm not exactly happy, getting all the carts, but it's going to be perfect. So if you have that attitude of, I will collect all the carts, I will be friendly to all the customers, I will make sure it doesn't ram into somebody's Mercedes because you get fired doing that kind of stuff. And you do it. And at the end of the day, right, because of that attitude, you feel different about what you do. You put the effort into it, you put the attitude into it, and that's what happens. And so Shinjin, this idea of faith, that's the one thing I cannot teach you. I can teach you how to hit stuff, so actually one of the training sequences will be stuff that we hit. Right, so this one, who knows what this is called? Okay, this one's called a lean. And then, what other stuff do we hit? We got lots of stuff to hit, it's lots of fun. Right, so we have this one, the big one. And this is called a daikin. And you have to learn all these words. Actually, you don't. As a foreign student, they don't necessarily require you to know all the Japanese words. As a Japanese American with a Japanese face and speaking Japanese, you're kind of like, well, Kiri-san, you should know all these words. Thanks a lot. So I can actually name all of these things in English and Japanese. It's part of the knowledge that you're supposed to have. If you're the resident minister of a temple and someone says, why are there flowers? You have to explain it in a way that makes sense to people. You probably noticed there's a certain pattern, right, when we start the chanting. So we hit twice, then we go on to the first line. When we get to the end, it's always 3, so loud, soft, loud. And you have to remember, you're on stage, everyone's looking at you. So things like, if you have the books, when you open it up, your hands are supposed to be 45 degrees. Is Amida Buddha going to send lightning bolts up to you if you don't do it? No, it doesn't work that way. But right, if you have 6 priests lined up in the altar, we're all doing this together, and one guy is like not uniform, it doesn't look right. And so you can learn stuff like that, skills training. If you apply yourself, again, attitude and effort, not that hard. Reading the Kanshō though, it takes some practice,
And it's much, I mean, Floyd will tell you, it's much louder when you're standing in front of the thing and banging it. If you're younger, I would suggest hearing protection because you don't want to blow out your ears. But things like that. So you can learn that. Knowledge, learning it, but I don't have all of this. So I refer to the collected works of Shinran a lot. Right? This is the collected works of Shinran. It's the official English translation of everything he ever wrote. So if you're serious, I'm serious about Buddhism, well, read this. Memorize it. Be able to explain it to people. And they go, wait a minute. So the knowledge part, again, takes attitude and effort. I mean, to understand the doctrine of Jodo Shinshu, you have to understand the doctrine of Buddhism. You have to understand theology, the role of religion in people's lives. You have to understand soteriology, the salvation theory of different religions, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of stuff to acquire, which is why a lot of people choose to get a master's degree. But I was in my 50s and I just wanted to be a minister of the temple. So that was the fastest way to do it. Okay, so for me, how did I get into ministry? People ask this question. We had just moved to Honolulu, 2013. I was in career transition. I was unemployed. I was taking a year off after my career as a CEO of an advertising agency in China. It didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And I was really angry. It didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And so the minister at the local Honganji temple, Mimi and I just walked in one Sunday. I said, look, it's a Honganji. It's like the church we go to in Los Angeles. Let's go. And it all started making more sense again. Why am I so angry? Why am I blaming other people for my failures? Clearly, it was my failure. And I took responsibility for it. That's it. So what do you want? You want people to feel sorry for you? And I want someone to give me $10 bazillion so I don't have to work, but it doesn't work that way. It started making sense. And then I saw how busy the sensei was. If you've ever met Reverend Dr. Bergson Makawao, he was the first pediatric dentist in Hawaii. Built up this huge practice. He retires in his 60s or 70s or whatever it was. He gets ordained at age 72. And he gets his kyoshi. So he becomes a resident minister of the temple at age 72. And he worked well into his 80s. But I saw how hard he was working. I mean, he might have 3 funerals on a weekend. And that's a lot of work. It's a lot of prep. It's a lot of stuff. So I offered him, gee, Sensei, can I help you set up for services? I have a lot of free time. And he said, okay. And he said, here's how you set up the altar, here's set up the incense burners. Can you help me with do this, do that? Can you go set up the tables? He said, yeah, sure, Sensei. And he says, while you're at it, here, read this. This will explain why you're so angry. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And it just started making more sense. So all this stuff I heard as a kid and as a teen, it all started making sense. I go, I should have listened harder when I was young and not pursued the American dream. Although we had lots of fun doing it, it just didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. And so in doing so, just by doing this, helping out every weekend, during the week, every Sunday, I eventually just learned the skills and the knowledge and a lot of inspiration from my mentor. Because as you know, there's a critical minister shortage in Hawaii, and we're not alone. I mean, every church faces this. There's not enough fully qualified ministers to go around. Right? So there's a renewed effort to identify and recruit and train, retain lay minister assistants. So lay people who are trained have the skills and the knowledge and the ability to help do Sunday services. So at the temple level, lay minister assistant basically just helps to do services. So if you've ever seen what Floyd and Sharon do, like when I'm not here, and reality is there'll be increasingly more resident ministers going to be asked to do guest speaking things at other temples. We just don't have enough ministers to go around. So, setting stuff up. So that's why we're going to do this training. If you're interested, you can just pick one area. You don't have to train to become Tokudo, become a priest, or become a minister. I mean, this is the path to do it. But you can just say, I like the idea of learning how to do the flower arranging. Or I like arranging the incense burners. Or I don't mind. Oh, look at Tori and Lindsay. Right? It's kind of like, oh my gosh, for young people, they're incredibly good, very, very skilled as MCs. If you want to do stuff, I can train you to do that too. Become a professional announcer. But right, just that, it helps out. It really helps us out. And so, if we can get someone to learn how to ring the concho bell, how to lead chanting, without being too embarrassed. You don't have to do the first line. And it's easier if you do the Japanese chants, because most people don't know what it's supposed to sound like. Now in English, right? I gosh, oh, with me, right? The way you say it, it'll sound weird if you don't say it right. But in Japanese, you can go, and nobody knows what you're saying. Trust me, it's easier if you do it that way. So anyway, if you're interested, and even just vaguely interested in helping out, helping this temple survive the minister shortage, because what you do also helps other temples too that don't have ministers. And it's just one of those things. So anyway, that's coming together. What we're going to do is going to culminate in an overnight retreat, or probably at least a full day retreat. The bishop will come. Not everybody knows that the bishop is a graduate of the Liturgical Institute. I mean, he is a ritual person, and he's fully trained. His auntie was my Buddhist music teacher. His father is a famous professor at Kyoto University. So anyway, he comes from that family, and he's highly trained. We'll have other ministers, senior ministers coming to help out. I'm going to be asking the ministers here in Hawaii to take training sequences before that. So we might have one day, just to be funny, right? Things that you hit. You can learn how to, what all these things are, what they're used for. And if you like, when I'm not here, you could be leading sutra chanting and stuff. And again, it would just help out a lot. So, if you have a friend or neighbor who might be interested in Buddhist ritual, Buddhist practice, things like meditation and stuff. I mean, as we're not really into meditation as a way to get enlightened, but we cover the basics, because we have to cover the basics of Buddhism, including all the ritual practice, meditation, chanting, ritual, or if you're just curious about other faiths. So I'll offer that up. If you're interested, please let me know. Okay, it's 10 o'clock, so we're good. Okay. Sharon and Karen, we're coming to the social hall in 10 minutes. They can hear us sometimes. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll just keep going. So back to MCs.
Thank you, Sensei.
Let's all chant the Maha Sutta, the Loving Kindness Sutra.
May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Namo Amida Butsu.
Please rise if you're able, and let's sing the Odo Kusan, which will be found on the screen. standing and let's sing the Nembutsu, which will be found on the screen.
If something needs to be done, then do it, and do it wholeheartedly. The wisdom of the Buddha in the Dhammapada, this is verse 313. Makawao. So please be seated. Sorry, that's missing. The explanation is I recycle the scripts every week from previous presentations, and sometimes I forget to put stuff in like, thank you, please be seated. So let's sit together again for a few moments. Just relax, be comfortable. If you're able, sit forward in your seat and place both feet flat on the ground. Sit up straight, align your head, neck, shoulders, and back in a straight line that goes down to the floor. Place your hands comfortably in your lap. And close your eyes halfway, so you're looking both outwardly and inwardly. And just breathe. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. As you breathe in, think of something for which you are grateful. And as you breathe out, just say mahalo. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just breathe. The sound of the gong will signal the end of our quiet meditation.
Mahalo nui loa. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining our Dharma with Family Service.
Sorry, that's the old slide. Okay, oops, oh, I didn't even update these days, sorry. That's funny. We do have service next week, right? What's next week? The 8th. Yeah, I didn't put the service schedule. I'm so sorry. Look in the newsletter. We have copies of the newsletter in the lobby and the schedules there. So, everybody is now welcome to join us in the social hall for talk, story, and refreshments. So thank you. Or are there any other announcements, actually? Yes, hey, Mike. Otherwise, the people on the live stream can't see you, so you need to be in front of the camera.
I think they're wonderful.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you guys know that Kaulu Honganji is having a bazaar on March 21st. And although I'm not a member, I'm helping out and doing the plant sale. So I don't know if you guys are still doing the plant sale. If you guys are not doing the plant sale, then you guys can donate plants to Kaului Honganji. And if nobody's bought, you can't buy plants over here for your plant sale, you can come down to Kaului Honganji and buy plants there. I think it's cheaper there because city people don't like to pay much money for plants. So you're gonna lower the price. And then I want to get rid of all the plants. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Are there any other announcements? No?
Okay, thank you very much. We'll see you all up there.